Give me a camera to flirt with, an Oscar, I deserve it. The lights, the fame, the press, this game I play it every day.
And hello everyone, it is Peter Sam the Narrow Gauge Engine here, back with the first of these Peter Sam Week videos, I guess that's what it's called now, and we're starting off with a doozy. DVDs are my favourite form of physical media. Sleek, sophisticated, a bit round, but that's okay, and I love Thomas, and actually what you get when you combine the two is Thomas and Friends DVDs, and there are thousands of them, some available worldwide, and some locked to the confines of different regions. I personally have just over 90 in my collection, and today I'm going to be picking my 10 favourites to share with you all. These are the ones that helped me through some dark times, cheered me up when I was down. It's thanks to these DVDs that I could have some happiness at some points, and I only get to pick 10, which, you know, that's not very nice. It's my poor children. I don't get to pick the specials or the full season releases. Those don't count because I've already kind of ranked those anyway. I'd be really better off ranking the fucking cover of the thing, really, if I was going to include them. Also, if I was to include them, they'd take up a majority of the list, and I feel like that's unfair. So let's kick things off with number 10, as we always do. Number 10, Edward and Gordon. Now this is quite an odd start. I didn't have this particular DVD from childhood, but what I do have, or did have back then and still do now, are the complete classic collection slim cases, which included every episode of season 1, and as a kid I'd always have this challenge for myself and I'd try to watch every single episode of the classic collection slim cases, and I only ever really made it to season 2 before giving up because obviously, you know, I was a child and I didn't really have that big of an attention span, so naturally the first few episodes I knew like the back of my hand. And that is all this DVD is. It's just the episodes from Thomas and Gordon to Thomas and the Trucks, and I don't know why they didn't add Breakdown Train, because that would have actually completed the arc, but oh well, I guess. We've still got some great episodes here, and I feel like that DVD brings me back to that time. And it's an enjoyable experience, I can't lie. And that's why it's on the list. Number 9 is Seasonal Scrapes, and some people are going to be so mad at me because of what I put next after this, above this. But Seasonal Scrapes, it's a great one. Thematically really strong, loads of classic series episodes, 3 songs in there. It's a mega pack of just action, and that's kind of my issue with it a little bit. Listen, we all know how social media has rotted our attention spans, and it's not like I had a very good attention span anyway. But sitting through this can sometimes be a bit painful. It's almost 2 hours and I can't focus on something for almost 2 hours. Like, don't get me wrong, it's on the list, it's great, as I said. But my poor attention span just would be suffering. And even though it's a crown jewel in my collection, it is only number 9. And we still have 8 more to go. Number 8, Splish, Splash, Splosh. Now wait, don't shoot. Please. I have reasons. Listen, right? Just hear me out. My copy of Splish, Splash, Splosh. Okay, you really need to put that gun down because you're throwing me off massively. Please just put the gun down. I've had my copy of Splish, Splash, Splosh for over 10 years. And there's many other Nitrogen DVDs which also could have appeared on this list for just pure nostalgia alone, and didn't. If you don't know, I'm sort of like a late hit era, early Miller era baby. Sort of that's my time frame, which is an awful time frame, I know. It was arguably the worst point to be alive as a Thomas fan. Maybe apart from Bubba or AEG, but like, those ones haven't grown up yet, so we'll leave them alone for a bit. But for me, there's something special about Splish Splash Splosh. I think the selection from the season 13, is a good selection for Miller standards, honestly. I don't think they're really that bad episodes. I've seen far worse, especially with you, Merry Winter Wish, my op, for real. And I think that with the Mr. Perkins segments make for a watch that actually makes you think that this whole Miller thing isn't all that bad, which is an abominable thing to say, but I think, yeah, that was my opinion at the time, and it still kind of is. Splish Splash Splosh is enjoyable. What are you going to do about it? Unsubscribe? Did you forget I'm like fucking off next week? That's kind of sad, actually. I shouldn't be threatening you with that. Number 7, Together on the Tracks. Another one I've had for a while. There is nothing more enjoyable than a couple season 9 episodes with dot to dots slapped in the middle. I mean, okay, right, there might be a few more enjoyable things, but just not for me, because I'm sad. This one, as a kid, was always one I'd be racing for and reaching for in my collection, because I had very different tastes back then, and I actually enjoyed episodes like Molly's Special and Emily Knows Best, even though both haven't really aged well for me, but, you know, oh well. Couple that with the other episodes, which involve dinosaurs, eagles, Jam, and Edward, and we've got a pretty good roster, if I do say so myself. It's just quite a sentimental DVD with some strong episodes mixed in. What more can you say? Number 6, Santa's Little Engine. I had to get at least one Renaissance DVD in there, and this is definitely my favourite of the bunch. This Christmas vibe is so loud and welcoming, and the episodes themselves are just pretty enjoyable. Santa's Little Engine, the episode, kicks ass. Frozen Turntable, rather underrated in my opinion. I cover it a bit more, well, far more in detail compared to here, in my second Thomas Defended episode I made, so, you know, if you haven't watched that yet, maybe, or, you know, if you haven't watched it in a while, it might be good to rewatch. I don't know. I prefer the first one personally, but I shouldn't say that, you know. I need you. Okay, right. The Missing Christmas Decorations is just a better day of the Diesels, and I know the opinion has mostly swayed, and people now think that Thomas, Emily, and the Snowplow is better than No Snow for Thomas, but I don't care. No Snow for Thomas is better, alright? There's no old married couple in that. What I will say about this DVD is the extra 3 episodes are both unrelated and unneeded, and just, I don't really like, I mean, I like Henry's Hero, like, that one can stay, but the other 2 can fuck off. I don't care about them. Generally, I just love this one to death. Number 5, All Aboard with the Steam Team. This is Together on the Tracks, but the Season 8 version, and for some reason that makes it better. I don't know. Even the bad episodes and the general goofy shenanigans are enjoyable. Like, I've personally really grown on Percy's New Whistle. I would not have it on the bottom half of my Season 8. Oh, well, I might have it on the bottom half, but I don't think it would be, like, near the bottom of the bottom half. Thomas and the Tuba and Henry and the Wishing Tree as well are ones that, well, I've just generally enjoyed the whole time, even though most people don't really like them. The rest are just great in general, so what really is there not to like? It's another DVD from the hit era that oozes quality, and is one of the first ones to be made, and considering how lazy they got later on, I'd sooner take this. It's nostalgic, it's sentimental, and it's actually enjoyable. Love it to death. Number 4, Little Engines, Big Days Out. Now we've reached the upper echelons of my list. The DVDs I just spoke about are insanely good, but not really the go-tos when I'm feeling a certain way, a certain itch. I should probably go get that checked out. But most of the DVDs, they are in the top drawer of my dresser, and they're loving life next to my PlayStation and Nintendo Switch games. But these last 4, these top 4 ones, are the ones I look at and I think, man, those were the days. And so they sit up high and mighty on my tallest box shelf, right next to all my full season DVDs. And one of those ones, and the one I'd say is probably the weakest, but that's like in heavy quotations, is Little Engines Big Days Out. This is the DVD that made me fall in love with Peter Sam as a character, which is really weird because he's only in one episode, but still. The Magic Lamp is great. What, like, fight me on this, like, I don't... I need to really stop aggravating my audience. But yeah, the other episodes are great as well. I think there are some all-time favourites in there, and ones that I am going to cherish for ever and ever. I genuinely think this is the DVD, and therefore, you know, the Magic Lamp itself is what made me pick Peter Sam later on when going back and thinking things over. Because obviously I couldn't... I was very much like a Percy stan as a child, and obviously I couldn't just go around going, oh, hi guys, I'm Percy. Like, there's so many Percy-related channels. I would be drowning, right? There's no Peter Sam related channels. Well, there was, but I've overtaken them now, so it's fine. I've killed them all. You can't. There's no other Peter Sams. Like, you have to stay with this one, otherwise it's just like you're gonna get eradicated. Fun fact: this is my second recording of this. You know why? Because the fucking echo knob was on the first go of this, as well as my narration that I did. One of the fan ones that I did from the Google form that I chose You know, I did the narration for it and it was echoey as fuck and it pissed me off. Then I did the actual like reveal that I was going to be making these videos and that was echoey as well. And then my first go at this was echoey. So I'm really not in the mood for any of this. So I'm really trying here. Like I'm really trying. Like this is not. It's not my day today at all. I'm having to edit the reveal video, the not quite over video after this, so pray for me. But yeah, I think this is what made me pick Peter Sam as my channel mascot, and I'm glad every day that I did, because I love being Peter Sam. I'm gonna miss being Peter Sam. It's part of the reason why I returned to make these videos. I love being a sassy little train who can just speak his mind, and this DVD formed part of my life in a very weird way, and so I have to give it props. Number 3, Engines and Escapades. They literally made a unique intro for this DVD, and I'm like, where was this commitment in like Carnival Capers or the Heave Ho DVD? Nowhere. Absolutely gone. In the bin. I feel like this is a little air bubble. Like a little air pocket of high quality and amongst an ocean of shit. The pure love for the craft and the higher quality just shows, and everything just sort of felt like back in its like season 4-ish roots, aside from like the really bad narratives. The sets felt like they were paying homage, and just the entire aesthetic was just on point from start to finish. Plus we have the Madge episodes, that really helped. I also like Duncan Does It All and Sir Handel in Charge. And it's only really Scarlowy Storms Through and Dingaling that bring things down. Even then, 2/3 of this DVD are extremely solid and enjoyable to sit through, and my nostalgia for the other two make it more bearable. 3rd place is a good place for this one, and I'm proud that it gets to sit on my box shelf. Number 2, The Chocolate Crunch and Other Stories. I know, look, don't say to me, I have my fucking reasons. God, I can't tell if I'm dying from like the pain of like having to do this all over again, or if it's just like no, it's definitely that. There's not another reason. I mean, it's a little bit warm in here, but like I live in the fucking jungle. Like it's that humid. I live in the jungle. What the fuck am I saying? I fucking live in the jungle. I'm a twat, man. I need to give it a fucking rest. I can hear you all now, right? Percy Chocolate Crunch is your favourite episode of all time, Peter Sam. This DVD is named after it, and this is how you found the episode in the first place, Peter Sam. What are you doing, Peter Sam? Look, it's all fair statements. I understand the queries. I am okay. I'm 100% mentally, well, I'm 70% mentally sane. However, I have to address that there's obviously 2 massive lumps of shit in that DVD, and that is Middle Engine and Buffer Bother. And even as a kid, I thought Middle Engine was like a dip in quality. Like even back then, I was like, that does not belong with the rest of these. It's weird though, because I really did like Buffer Bother. I thought it was one of the better ones of the DVD. I couldn't see past all the wacky hijinks and realised that these two were being insufferable. And I just liked Bill and Bell in general at that point. So that child me had weird taste, I have to say. Outside of that though, I watched this one all the time. It was my number 1 all throughout childhood, and I still love it like it's my own child. But there is one DVD that I loved almost to that extent back then, but I appreciate much more now, and that DVD is number 1, Pulling Together. Whereas Chocolate Crunch DVD was sort of like a fun parent raising me, Pulling Together was the more sensible parent who probably shops at TK Maxx and wears Converse. And as I grew up, like with those more sensible and together parents we all may or may not have, I began appreciating it a lot more. I really like Season 7, I think I prefer Season 3 nowadays, but Season 7 at worst is like a solid 5th or 4th place season in my eyes. And the worst episodes aren't even really that terrible still. The same applies with this DVD, because my 2 least favourite episodes from it, Bill, Ben and Fergus and Peace and Quiet, are still quite fun. There's absolutely nothing wrong with this DVD, and I quite enjoy it. So much so that it is my favourite Thomas and Friends DVD of all time. The absolute GOAT, in my opinion. And that's it. Did you agree with my picks? What are some of your favourite Thomas DVDs? Let me know all of that in the comments below. And tomorrow we'll be taking a look at the Railway series in a way I haven't looked at it before, and so that'll be quite interesting. But until that time though, I've been Peter Sam, you've been you, and I'm off to be raised by my 2 DVD parents, but I also called one of them my child. So that doesn't make sense. Bye-bye! Why did I say bye-bye like that? No, say it properly, man, say it properly. Bye-bye.